Woo! Look at that! Oh, see, this is what happens when MJ is not here. Guess who's back to 100%, bitches?
Let's go!
Oh, let's go. All right, man. Hey, well, guys, welcome to Third Down Thursdays. Coach Bruce here. Unfortunately, not joined by MJ. He had a prior commitment that he had to do tonight, so it is what it is. However, we got Jackson, the Jackson Gross, joining us. He's going to tell us about how amazing Marquette's ride was. Unfortunately, it came to an end, but we will definitely touch on that. But first of all, guys, man, let me tell you, it feels so much better to feel better, Jackson.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I was sick back in November. I was sick for like 2 weeks. I was laid up in bed. It sucked. So I'm really happy you're feeling a lot better considering you've gone through like 3 different things at this point.
Yeah, dude, like it was ridiculous. We had a little bouts of ear infection, bouts of strep, bouts of COVID, I still ran the ship. I decided to jump on yet last week with MJ, and I tried to hit it hard. That's what she said and he said, and that's why my wife's pregnant. I love her. But let me tell you something though, Jackson. I had people coming at me last week, Jackson, when I'm sick off my ass, feeling like absolute dog shit. Don't have the normal thinking brain that I have to attack when I get like people shitting on me and telling me like, oh, you can tell MJ's the brains of the operation. Listen, motherfuckers.
Oh, come on.
Listen, motherfuckers. Let me tell you something. Yes, MJ articulates himself very, very well. And I will not take that away from him because that young man leads like a great person. He is smart. He does things very well. He does things very astute. Well, yes, my ways, Jackson, and we all know this, my ways can be a little bit barbaric, a little bit, as my wife describes it, as Hulk smash. But Jackson, the shit gets done, my guy. Shit gets done. But, it is what it is. Jackson, how you doing today, man?
It has been crazy busy, man. Just getting back into the swing of things here back at Marquette. Just finished up spring break on Sunday.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, I have been through hell already. Haven't gotten to bed before 12:30 at all this entire week. So I'm powering through this week, man. That's all I can do.
All right, so I'm gonna level with you here. I'm gonna level with you. You know how much I would give to have that schedule back again?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to have the schedule, but with none of the school nonsense. Like, just let me do my journalism stuff, and I'm good to go. I don't need any of this podcasting class or whatever, but you don't need
a podcasting class or anything like that.
Oh, man.
Come on. You already got this shit.
I've been tuned for 2 podcasts already. I'm straight.
Right. You should be teaching the class and telling motherfuckers like, listen, like this is how it's done.
Exactly.
All right, so I don't know if you can do this because you were covering Marquette and everything like that. So I don't know how like the system works with what you guys have been doing and your classes and whatever. And like, if you had to sign something, I doubt you do, but did you fill out any brackets?
I did. We actually had a group throughout the Marquette Wire. So everyone filled out a bracket and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. So is it busted?
Oh shit. It was busted the first day. Like, I was awful this year. Like, I think I was like 30% accurate in the first round or something. Like, almost every first round game went the other way. Like, I picked West Virginia, Maryland won. In one of my other brackets, I picked Oral Roberts to get to the Sweet 16.
What are you doing?
I thought like they were the trendy Cinderella team, one of them at least. So I thought, hey, why not?
You know the trendy Cinderella, team right now in the end tournament obviously is Princeton, but the team that I thought that could potentially go very far, that's like not a low seed, but a lower seed, is Creighton. That's the team that I was kind of like thinking about. Like,
you can't count a top 6 seed as a Cinderella team.
Okay, that's fair. I like they're a Snow White team then.
Whatever that means.
And let's move on.
Oh man.
All right, so I got to make a comment on this. So we have somebody that's watching right now. Shout out to you, Tep. Shout out. So this is very true. All I did while sick was play Call of Duty, and let me tell you, I got a lot better at it. Like I still suck. Like I'm still not as good as like some of my guys are. But you know, when you lead the crew in like kills or damage and stuff like that, you kind of puff up your chest and be like, yeah, go, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel good about it. You know?
Yeah.
You play a little COD, Jackson, or not really?
Here and there. I really didn't get into it until I was a little bit older. But I mean, I played some Modern Warfare 2019 and had a lot of fun with that. So.
Yeah. During did you start doing like the Warzone stuff though, or not really?
Warzone. We had like the free like weekends for like playing on like consoles. You didn't have to have PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live and all that kind of shit. So.
Wow, look at the colleges going all out and being like, "Hey, we want you guys to be cool with us."
Oh no, this was in the heart of COVID when I was at home, man.
Oh, fair.
So,
okay,
yeah, colleges are giving me nothing. You think they're giving PS Plus and Xbox Live to us?
True. That's fair. That's fair. Good point. No, I loved it, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like, so speaking of that, and we're totally tangenting, but it's fine. We're only 6 minutes in. This is fine.
Exactly.
So what's crazy is like we celebrate, it's a 3-year anniversary obviously of COVID, and I don't know if you like look at some of the shit that's been like popping up. Like I'll like scroll through like the Third Down Thursdays TikTok, and all of a sudden there was like a video of like people like being like, do you remember like 2020 and like how like the COVID impacted, like, you know, during the pandemic?
No,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
I'm totally kidding. But anyway, so I was scrolling through though, and like there was a guy, like I actually found it really interesting, and I missed part of it a little bit only because like just almost like the peace that everyone had during the course of it. And while you know, you were on pins and needles and you were walking on eggshells, not knowing, because no one had absolutely any idea how this was going to play out. However, like just to have the time to like spend with families and to spend with like your pets and like just to hang out and like talk to your guys and play video games with the guys and stuff like that. That shit was awesome. I that's the like, and seeing that video on TikTok and like remembering like, man, dude, like I remember like playing fucking Verdansk and like with my guys for like hours on end, no joke.
Yeah, I was pretty much the same way. Get done with classes on Zoom and then hop on PlayStation and do whatever I could to keep myself busy, man. It was tough. I mean, me and my mom were stuck in the house the entire time. Like it was only my brother and my stepdad who would go out for work because they were considered essential. So
yeah. So same situation at the time. Like I was still working at it for a school. So I actually didn't have to go into work, but every once in a while I go into work because I was working in technology at a high school. And while there, I had to set up. So I was part of the team that set up everything. I set up the website for how to fix stuff. I set up it wasn't me, just me doing this, by the way. It was a full team. And I'm going to say this, and I hope this, like, I kind of want to blast this out. Like we had the strongest team in the district. I'm just going to say that right now. And unfortunately it got broken up, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah. But I'm going to tell you though, man, like, it was just a crazy ass time. It was just crazy ass time. Like empty players playing at empty stadiums with fake cutouts of fans and shit. Remember that? Like I thought that was and like the noise pumped into the stage. It was so dumb. It was so.
Oh my God, I remember that. Like especially like once after that bubble championship, like seeing like I think like I don't know why like the Atlanta Hawks and like their cutouts. I don't know why that sticks out to me, but it was just some of the weirdest shit I've ever seen.
Dude, so one of the things, so for whatever reason, I don't even know why, I'm not even like, because I used to be a huge professional wrestling fan, like WWE and whatever. Not anymore. Like I like AEW now, actually. And I'll watch it if it's on. I don't know any of like the little storylines or whatever that they do. But, you know, long story short, WWE did a very good job during that time frame of they put like animated, like they put TVs up. So like you and I were interacting like this, and so if something happened in the match, you would actually see someone go, "Oh!" and like freak out. Like you would actually see it on the big ass monitor that they had as an audience. It was kind of cool, and it was something that like that it was pretty smart, but
Yeah.
All right, Jackson. I guess it's time to make that transition into something. There's no easy way to get out of this. I'm not gonna lie. However, since we were talking about baseball and cutouts and stuff like that, let's talk about the World Baseball Classic. All right. Yeah. So before we go into this, I want to play the courtesy of Fox and MLB. Yeah, gotta give them a shout out because this is the last strike. In the build up to that pitch, the last pitch of the game, Shohei Ohtani to Mike Trout.
Baseball wins tonight. A matchup we've all been wanting to see. Two from Ohtani. He throws. Trout strikes out. Swinging.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Ohtani in Japan celebrate a World Baseball Classic championship.
Yeah. So. Dude, you can't tell me. So, reason why I wanted to talk about this, Jackson, and I'm sure we kind of touched on this in the pre-show talk. It was viewed by more people than ever for the World Baseball Classic. I'll give the numbers a little bit, but just generally speaking, I would like to touch on this. I watched probably more of the World Baseball Classic than I ever thought that I would watch. The amount of enthusiasm that you saw from all fucking countries, every single country. I don't even care. Like I was into it because of the baseball. I was into it because of the fans. I was into it because of the chants. I was into it because there was just that pride, that pride you feel. And you even said it. I don't know if I'm going to steal your luster with this, so I apologize. But the World Cup, I don't give a shit about soccer until the World Cup hits. I don't.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden now you have the World Baseball Classic and people are paying attention to baseball that may not have paid attention to baseball. You had numbers, and I'll give out the numbers later, but it was amazing. And I'm going to say this. I'm tired of the old heads out there that want to say that this means absolutely nothing. So you mean to tell me after opening day? So Jackson, you're a Cubs fan, right?
Yes.
All right. So after opening day, did you ever notice? So have you been to opening day before at Wrigley Field?
I have never been to an opening day at Wrigley Field. I have not.
So fortunately, I'm very fortunate. My wife and I have gone every single year since we started dating. So every year we've gone. Hopefully we'll continue that tradition this year. But since she's about to, we don't know. Anyway, you never know. So the day of opening day is a special day because you walk around, you feel that energy, you feel that vibe, you feel just like you smell the air. It has popcorn, it has hot dogs, it has beer, dried beer. It has all like that smell and like the aroma, and there's almost it goes back to the thought of the romanticism about baseball. And you hit that, and that's why tickets are substantially higher that first game, that opening day, and all of a sudden that next day, whoop, they go down. So you mean to tell me, old heads out there, that game 2 or 3 of the opening series of the MLB season is a better watch than the World Baseball Classic? No, it's not. Y'all got to get out more and figure shit out because it's not.
Yeah, it's seeing so many different people, not a ton of different people, but just some people try and poo-poo this and say it doesn't matter. It's like Mad Dog Russo on ESPN today on First Take was like, "Oh yeah, it really doesn't matter. It only matters because they're teammates."
Oh, please.
And then he talks about, "Oh yeah, Trout strikes out 175 times a year."
He's fucking clueless.
And I saw someone tweet out this later on during the day. It's like Mike Trout hasn't struck out 175 times in a season in nearly a decade, since 2014. There's a lot more than just, they're teammates and that's cool, but it's arguably the best total baseball player in the world right now in Ohtani going up against his teammate and arguably the best hitter in baseball over the last 10 years for like world domination or whatever you want to call it.
Dude, I wish we had I wish I had the sound bite of what's his face? Okay, Dr. Evil from Austin Powers. That'd been awesome. But no, so I got MJ's watching. MJ, shout out, brother. I see you, dog. I see you. So to speak to this, that take is actually a take from somebody else in the Chicagoland area. I'm going to actually try to get him on our show. So I don't want to actually give him credit yet for this quote, but excuse me. I just, so to speak to this, I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And MJ, MJ actually brought up an amazing point talking about last year during the MVP race between Ohtani and Aaron Judge. I said Aaron Judge, but I agreed to it. I think I said Aaron Judge, but I agreed to with MJ at the time about the value aspect that Shohei Ohtani has right now, because he is. And if MJ was on right now, he'd be bitching at me so much. The value that Ohtani has right now currently is the highest. So yes, he should have been MVP. But from a historic standpoint, what Judge did last year deserved the accolade. If it makes any sense.
Yeah, I honestly compared this to Russell Westbrook winning MVP over James Harden in 2017. Whereas James Harden put up incredible numbers, should have won MVP, but what Russell Westbrook did during that season and the next two seasons after that were truly historic, and why he deserved to win MVP. Now, obviously, different circumstances. Westbrook was on the much worse team, so it's not an exact parallel, but it's the best parallel I think I can come up with, and I think kind of speaks to what you're saying.
No, I understand. I agree with it, dude. I agree with it. I love it. But so I definitely got to do this. I got to give out numbers, Jackson. So, so we got here. So the championship game, USA versus Japan, it was the highest viewership ever in the World Baseball Classic history. And it started back in the mid 2000s, I believe. It's 2005, 2006, 2007, around that time frame. It had an average collective average during the course of the full game at 4.5 million views. It had up to 69% higher percentage, and that's not. Hey, that's a legit number. I didn't make it up, but it's a great number. 69% higher viewing rate than the last World Baseball Classic had. It peaked. This is a crazy part, my guy. This is a crazy part. It peaked at 6.5 million viewers.
Damn.
So, yeah, man. You saw the culmination. You already touched on this of potentially the two best baseball players in the game right now. Arguably, the two best baseball players in the game right now go at each other one-on-one, mano-a-mano. Shohei won the first round. We'll see if we see a second round, because I would love to see Shohei leave the American League, go to the National League, and end up seeing Trout. So hopefully, if Trout leaves, because Trout's never going to, either one of them are going to sniff a postseason if they stay with the Angels. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But it'd be great. I would love it. And yeah, man.
Yeah, it would be awesome. And I mean, I also just love the memes afterwards where people saying imagine if these guys played on the same team.
Oh, that's good. I didn't see those. That's pretty good.
So yeah, it was just, but yeah, it's been awesome. And Unfortunately, Trout won't be leaving unless it's a trade. I think before, like in 2019, he signed like a 13 or 14-year extension, some crazy number with the Angels. The first one is going to leave is going to be Ohtani. If
Oh no, 100%. He's gone. He's gone. He's either, and honestly, God, like there. So to speak to that, hold on. There's something that somebody said in the chat that I actually want to talk about too. But to speak to that point about Ohtani being gone, there is no reason why either Chicago team can't be in the market to get this guy.
The Cubs were in the running. They were the only like team in the Midwest
they were like
that was
second or something like that.
That were in the running for Ohtani. So there's no doubt in my mind. Imagine like Shohei Ohtani with Dansby Swanson, Nico Horner, plus adding to that pitching staff with Marcus Stroman,
right,
and the youth.
Yearly amount. What are you paying him a year?
$45 million.
I'd pay him $50 million a year.
Oh yeah, but it's 45 to 50 million. Like just give him a blank check. Sign him for a 15-year, $600 million contract. I don't care.
I agree. All right, so real quick, I want to touch on this before we transition. 100% agree with this, Tap. Well said. I don't know why Chicago. Why Fox? I'm usually bitching about Chicago sports and whatever, but and Marquee Network. Fuck Marquee Network. It's so dumb.
Yeah.
But Fox should have flexed Reno 911 or whatever the fuck it's called, or 911 Utah or whatever the hell it's called. Why I say Utah, and whatever other show it was, and put it on Fox. If you put that on Fox, the viewership would have skyrocketed even higher. And to be honest with you, it would have made baseball look even better too.
Yeah, I mean, they put it at 6:00. Like,
right,
championship game of one of the biggest tournaments in sports at this point, with how much it's grown since its inception. So the fact that you want to put on one of your crappy ass sitcoms or whatever drama shows on instead of something actually interesting is just mind blowing. Although Fox has not been known to have the smartest minds in television for a while. So
who's the name? Who's the owner of Fox?
Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah, Rupert Murdoch. I remember The Simpsons always making fun of him. Go figure. But
they could, because there's the only best show they had.
But you know what though, Jackson? You know you always watching baseball at home, and what you need at home is good homeowners insurance.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Building Block Insurance Group. Get a quote today at 704-464-4544.
Erie Insurance.
And when you decide to email Jeff or Tapney at jeff@mybebig.com, let him know that Third Down Thursday sent you and that Coach Bruce is better at COD than he is. Or you can call him at 704-464-4544. Dude, the fact that I can still remember this shit is
I'd love to see a COD one-on-one between you two. I think that would bring in hella viewers for you guys.
No, he would beat me. He would. I'm not
gonna. Hey, entertainment's entertainment, man.
Dude, it would be pretty entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. But so Jackson, the one thing we gotta touch on, man. So our favorite football team. We're gonna skip the one that we were gonna go to immediately, but we're gonna start on this one right now.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna start on this one. Our favorite football team has made significant progress, significant moves this offseason. There are multiple outlets that are talking about how great Ryan Poles has been in the free agent market and what he's doing, how he handled the current players from the roster last year, the 2022 roster, and what he's doing, the plan that it seems like is working. I'm going to assess it better this time than I did last week. Last week I was very like, meh. But this week I actually want to touch on this again to kind of let you know, let the viewers know about what my actual grade is for this. I said B B- last week, but I'm gonna actually I'm gonna expand on that a little bit more. But I don't know. So what are your thoughts right now so far on this offseason?
I think it's a double-edged sword for me because on one end, I think Ryan Poles has done an absolutely fantastic job reconstructing the roster in this free agency, in this trade period, starting with trading the number one overall pick to Carolina. You get a number one wide receiver. The offense with receiving options is just flush with talent. DJ Moore now, Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool, Cole Kmet now in there. Bobby touchdowns, Robert Tonyan
of Illinois guy, and always said, what's the quote that he said? I was always playing for Chicago in my mind.
Yeah, like just that kind of stuff. And then the work he has done with the linebacking group, I thought was fantastic. He's gotten TJ Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds, and Jack Sanborn for basically around the same cap hit that Roquan Smith had, plus a second-round pick.
Right. So go ahead, Jackson.
Yeah, I was just saying, which has been amazing. The other edge of the sword, though, is I'm a little still worried about offensive line. I like the Nate Davis signing.
Oh, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Yeah.
I'm just worried that he's showing his hand a little bit of where he's gonna go in the draft by leaving open
That's fair.
Pretty obvious holes in interior D line and offensive tackle.
I agree 100%. And there's a lot of there's a lot of media outlets. So more specifically, we have a clip from Kyle Brandt to talk about, or that talks about how he feels about what Ryan Poles has done. And he was on the Rich Eisen podcast. By the way, Rich Eisen's podcast is really, really good. So if you guys get a chance to listen to him, it's a good listen. Like he's still an ass, I think, but but like he's a good ass. Like he's not like a flat ass.
This is what you come to Third Down Thursdays for, baby.
Yes, sir. Rich Eisen's ass. But no, this is this almost fits with this quote from Kyle Brandt. So real quick, guys, we got the clip right here, so you can give it a listen to what Kyle Brandt had to say about what Ryan Poles has done for the Chicago Bears in this offseason.
The hand that he's had, like he's at the World Poker Championship, and he's playing the hand really well. Is basically what I'm trying to say. That Lovie Smith of all people bequeathed to him with his spitting his last Texans breath at the front office. What do you think from your perspective, Kyle?
I think the poker analogy is perfect. This guy's a cyborg. He doesn't blink. It's exactly what they needed. And I even look before now. I don't even look in free agency. He shows up last year. Roquan Smith is by far the best player on the team. Watch any game, watch any practice. I worked training camp for the network last. Roquan wasn't even participating. He was still the best guy. And Ryan Poles up and goes, "Nah, we're not paying you. Goodbye. Someone else can do it." And it's like, that's big brass cojones to do that. You pay Roquan. He's young. You drafted him. He just said bye. And I just respected how cold it was and how cold-blooded and how this is not personal. It's business. And then he just sits there. He's got all the money in the world, and he could have sat on that number one pick. He said, "No, I'm going to take the deal right now, and I'm going to move down." It's almost erotic. There is a following for Ryan Poles right now in Chicago, and I'm telling you, he is polling rather well. Let's put it that way.
He's pulling rather well. It's erotic. So that's what we have about Ryan Poles. So we as Chicago fans are riding the Poles right now. So
Pause.
If we had our producer here, it'd be
Time out.
Yes.
So real quick though, Jackson. So I'm gonna go over real quick. So I'm gonna go over some like the not necessarily. I think it's the order. I think it's the order in which we've seen Ryan Poles go at it this year. So obviously he traded the number one pick for DJ Moore, the 9th pick to they swapped a second rounder this year, 2024 first rounder, and a 2025 second rounder. Awesome. All right, so we got that in DJ Moore. Then they go to the Eagles. They see former Eagles linebacker TJ Edwards, which we touched on. Former Titans guard Nate Davis, 3-year deal. Former Bills linebacker Tremaine Edmonds, 4-year deal. Boom. Former Seahawks running back Travis Homer, 2-year deal. Boom. Panthers quarterback, former Panthers quarterback, PJ Walker, 2-year deal. Boom. Former Raiders defensive tackle, Andrew Billings, 1-year deal, prove it deal type thing, whatever. You got to hit that floor. That's how the NFL is. Done. Boom. Former Packer tight end. We touched on this already. Robert Tonyan, 1-year deal. Boom. Former Panthers running back Deontay Freeman, which I love that deal. I think that deal could be a comeback type deal. You know what I'm saying? Like he's going to come back to the Chicago Bears. And so we did touch on this, and there is I got to find it. We talked. I was looking at this earlier. There is. Hold on. Bam. So there is a improvement index out that was just released, just today actually, from Kevin Cole. And those of you that don't know who Kevin Cole is, give him a follow. He does a really good job about his metrics and the things of that nature to show how different teams do improvement and players do improvement. It's really, really interesting. It's way too smart for me, so, but way too smart. But the Chicago Bears right now have in this offseason and with whom they've acquired, have the largest amount of improvement than any team in the NFL. And it's not a surprise when you're the worst team in the NFL to go to the best, not the best, but the most improved. It makes sense. But so to touch on what you said and to kind of touch on what I was talking about earlier about the improvement aspect and about the grade that I gave. I gave a B grade last week. I'm going to pull that back. I'm going to pull that back. The reason why I'm going to pull that back is because, first of all, I was sick off my ass. I didn't feel well, and I wasn't enjoying.
You didn't have your juice.
Didn't have the juice. So that said, I'm giving them an incomplete grade. Here's why. Here's the reason why. Am I excited about the improvement that they've made in the offseason? Yes. They let go of Roquan Smith, an off-the-ball linebacker who, yes, is a really awesome linebacker, all-pro, phenomenal talent. However, you already touched on it. They ended up going to two players that could fill that position, could fill the same position. Edmonds is better, in my opinion. But, again, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. According to PFF, actually, wait, let me see. I had that. According to I didn't write down the grade, but according to PFF, TJ Edwards is actually the better acquisition than Edmonds is. But anyway, I digress. I'm giving it an incomplete to what you already alluded to earlier, Jackson. They haven't filled the holes in the middle of that defensive line. Their linebackers are only going to be, especially in a cover 2 scheme that he likes to play, in a zone coverage type scheme that you like to play, you need to get pressure with your front four. If you don't get pressure with your front four, you're fucked. And you're going to put your corners on an island. And I like that secondary. I like that. That secondary, in my opinion, could be one of the top 5 secondaries in the NFL next year, if Eddie Jackson comes back healthy. Saying that, though, you're also leaving your offensive line to be improved. And people might come at me with, the run block win rate, the pass block win rate. Yeah. I got that. I used that. And I looked at that and, okay. And Justin Fields had this much time to throw, most time in the NFL, and, blah, blah, blah. All right, well, he still had no one to throw to. He still had guys that, I'm sorry, are probably not going to be in the NFL next year, potentially. And it's just it has to be better. That offensive line needs to be better. You don't know what you're getting in Jenkins. You don't even know if Jenkins is going to be back. Cody White here, I'm sorry, I don't think he's serviceable. Borum, he's fine, whatever. Braxton, I like Braxton Jones, but aside from that, like you basically have 2.5, 3 positions that you're going to have to replace on that line. Like Patrick is gone. I'm sorry, he's got to be gone. There's no reason why you should have him be the center next year. None whatsoever.
Yeah, it's at least right now I'm looking at ESPN's depth chart. Right now they have Braxton Jones and Cody Whitehair on the left side, Nate Davis at right guard, Tevin Jenkins at right tackle, and Lucas Patrick at center. I'm not sure if they cut. I think if they're going to cut anyone on the offensive line, I think it would be Cody Whitehair. they would save like 10 million plus, I think, if they cut him. So yeah, you're going to basically, the only guys who are going to be staying probably are obviously Davis, Jenkins, and Jones. So you're going to need to replace left guard and center. And if you move things around, if you have Nate Davis at left guard, you're going to need a center and a right tackle.
Agree. And here's the other thing too, though. You're going to end up getting guys that get cut this year right before training camp starts, or guys that that are about to sign a deal or whatever, or teams that end up going after draft picks and they see a guy and they're like, all right, we want to keep him instead of keeping this veteran or whatever. Mm-hmm. And keep in mind that the Chicago Bears roster right now is one of the youngest in the NFL. Don't quote me on the where in the NFL it is, but it's one of the youngest. I do know that by over 1,000 snaps, they had the youngest or the most rookies, I think, that took snaps last year. Yes. By over 1,000 snaps, which is awesome because you're going to get depth even from that. But I don't be surprised if they look at offensive linemen that end up getting cut. Don't be surprised for depth purposes, not for like starting. Mm-hmm. And don't be surprised if they look at defensive linemen, because I think you can find traditionally, and not just I could be wrong on this. People can fact check me. That's fine. But traditionally, in my opinion, you can find better scrap heap defensive linemen than you do find offensive linemen, because you saw 3 offensive linemen that the Bears signed this past offseason. I'm blanking on names right now. Right?
Oh, last off, it was Schofield,
Reef. That's it. Reef, Schofield, and they had one more. I thought, didn't they?
Well, they also obviously added Lucas Patrick,
right?
I don't remember like the other like backup guy that they signed. Oh, Alex Leatherwood.
That's it. Yes, the fucking Raiders waste of money. Yes, that's it. Whatever. And they ate that. And I think it was a 1-year contract that was left on it, or they had something with them. There was something that I can remember seeing.
Yeah, because Leatherwood was a first-round pick, and I think the Raiders either just cut him or didn't pick up his 5th-year option, and the Bears picked him up like mid-season on waivers.
Yeah, because their offensive line was absolute dog doo-doo.
Yeah, and injured to hell.
Right, that's it. Well, more importantly, that too. But I shouldn't be mean about that. I shouldn't call them dog doo-doo because they're NFL athletes, so they can whoop the shit out of me. So.
Oh yeah, 100%. Me too, man. I'm 170 pounds and 5'10". They flat me with the push of one hand.
That's great. But yeah, man, I don't know. So basically saying I give them an incomplete grade right now. Mm-hmm. I'm excited. Don't get me wrong. That's the main thing. I'm super excited about this. I think it's gonna be some fun this year. I definitely do believe that they are going to go as far as Justin Fields will take them, though.
And I 100% agree. And I think if they draft I've been waffling back and forth since they've traded the pick of who I think they should take. I think maybe take an edge rusher, take somebody else, take another wide receiver. I am fully on the Paris Johnson train to put him at right tackle.
Wow, Michigan State just tied it. Sorry.
The less said about that team, the better.
Hold on.
They were down quite a bit in that game.
Oh my God, I can't believe you hit that. Well, I mean, that was terrible defense. Sorry. Anyway.
Anyway. But yeah, no, I think they're putting him in the best spot to succeed as they can. This is basically Fields' Tua Tagovailoa year.
Oh my God, Kansas State should have won that. No, I like that. Sorry.
It's March, baby. It's March.
It's March, baby. No, I love that. All right, so real quick, I like this too. Shouldn't have traded for Claypool to begin with. See, to be honest with you, I do disagree with that, because I think Claypool does a better job with somebody around him that's better.
Yes,
I'm gonna hold out before I say anything about how if it's bad or not. Does it look terrible? Like right now, if I were to give a grade right now to it, I would say D.
Yeah, it's been bad so far. I mean,
I would say D. I agree with that, but at the same time, though, it's like you got to wait to see what DJ Moore does for him on the other side.
Yeah, I'm honestly, I was just hoping that the Bears would have traded the pick they got from Baltimore, obviously, for Claypool. Maybe throw in like a future 4th round pick to get that done. But
so here's the thing about this. So Sean, this is a good call. So Mooney is actually asking for $14 million a year, and I don't think he's worth that.
Really?
I don't.
I think that's good money for mid-tier. I think what was Chris Godwin getting with the Bucks? I'm not saying they're on that same level, but it's the same type of player.
I think you might be able to find somebody in the draft that you could have in the 3rd round or something like that can provide something.
I'd love Zay Flowers out of Florida State.
Oh, he's gone, dude. Come on. He's going to be gone.
I'm not saying in the 3rd round. I'm just saying in general. Like, if you could trade up for a higher 2nd round pick, get me Zay Flowers.
I mean, all right. I don't know. Jackson Smith might be kind of nice.
He's going to be a 1st round guy is the problem. It's just,
but the depth that you have in this draft isn't wide receivers; it's defensive linemen and offensive linemen.
Yeah, and the Bears' more pressing needs are at offensive line and defensive line right now.
Correct.
So. He's not garbage. He got traded mid-season and had to learn a whole new playbook, and then I think. I don't know if he got injured at some point, but
that's great. That's great. All right, MJ's back in. So no, I agree. I'm not saying draft him like then. I'm not saying.
Okay. That was my worry.
No. I would not draft. That'd be absolutely like Ryan Poles would be ran out of town at that point. No. Like I'd be okay if you trade down. You can get a 2nd rounder.
Yeah, trade with the Texans. Get 12 in their 2nd round pick
if you can.
Yeah,
go for it. There's absolutely no. I mean, if you can do it, do it. I would totally agree with that. And while you know what he's going to do when he's doing that, though, he's going to drive down there. Ryan Poles is, and in order for him to drive down there, he's got to have. You like that's right. That's professionalism right there, Jackson.
Here's to the grown-ups. Your car is now your office, stage, nursery. Sorry, Erie Insurance offers products that lots of other companies don't. That's a big deal, and it's a good deal too. And with Erie, you get your own independent agent, not a giant corporate call center or some online robot. You meet with a real person, like this.
Your local Erie agent is Building Block Insurance Group. Get a quote today at 704-464-4544.
Erie Insurance.
And when you call Jeff or email Jeff, please let him know that Third Down Thursday sent you, and let him know that Coach Bruce is a better Call of Duty player than he is. I'm sure he'll love to hear that. All right, so we saved it for last because he usually runs the show. MJ, I'm talking shit. Yes, I am. Guess who's back to 100%. We got to bring it up because it still is national type of news, and we won't spend as much time on it because I want to talk some NCAA basketball. All right, so that said, this clown.
Shut up. Go away. Just get traded to the Jets already, you freaking bum.
All right, so I really wish MJ was here because I actually did a little thing. I did a thing. All right, and I know he's for a fact he's gonna talk mad shit in the chat. It's gonna be great. All right, so I'm actually kind of curious if this would be accepted by the Packers. Mm-hmm. All right. So I was like, all right. So actually, you know, what's funny too is Tap's in here right now too, and Tap's a Packers fan as well.
Okay.
So I'm kind of curious to see what they would think about this. Obviously, I think you would swap the 13th and the 15th pick because right now the Jets have the 13th, the Packers have the 15th. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that I think from what I was reading, I think the Jets needed like another offensive lineman, even though you have like whatever. But anyway, I don't know. Anyway, so swap that. That's no. He already said no. He already said no. All right, so
it's two picks. Oh my
exactly.
God.
So swap the pick, and then the Jets trade the 2023 second rounder to the 2024 second rounder and the 2024 conditional pick, and you swap this year's first, and the Packers give up Rodgers and a third rounder next year.
Oh my God! If I'm the Packers, I'm saying yes right away.
100%. I would.
Yeah. If I'm the Jets, I'm saying no. I'm not giving up The 15th pick and like potentially 3 second-round picks.
So here's the problem, though. Here's the problem that the Jets are currently facing now with the situation that they decided to jump into with fucking Aaron Rodgers. You backed yourselves into a corner, motherfuckers, because Garoppolo's gone. Derek Carr is gone. Lamar Jackson is gone. You're not going to get him because you'd have to sell the farm to get him. Who says that, by the way? Sell the farm. The fuck? Basically, there's nothing left on the market for like you have Baker Mayfield is even gone.
Jacoby Brissett is gone. Taylor Heinicke is gone.
Yes, right. So like you put yourselves in a position to have Zach Wilson as your quarterback next year again. The same fucking guy who was a huge punk that started talking shit to his own team saying like I don't feel bad or whatever. Or do you feel bad about putting your defense in that? No, not at all. I'm Zach. And the same guy who said that whoever they bring in, I'm gonna make this life a living hell. You know what? Just for that comment, I really do hope that the Jets trade for Aaron Rodgers, so that way Aaron Rodgers could like fucking like be like, hey man, try these mushrooms, or hey man, try this how you fucking whatever.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah, excuse me, and then fucking just go with that. Like I don't know, they put themselves in a terrible position. I think it's either shit or get off the pot time for the New York Jets. The Packers right now totally have the leverage, in my opinion. They can say, fuck you, Jets. Fuck you, Rodgers. You're sitting. We don't give a fuck about you anymore. Love, you're starting now. And guess what, Rod? If you don't want to play for us, all right, cool. No problem. We'll just fucking eat the fucking money because we're going to do that anyways when we trade you. And it is what it is.
Yeah, I think some other NFL YouTuber that I watched basically said if the Jets don't trade for Aaron Rodgers, Jets fans are going to burn down MetLife. Like they have put themselves in a situation where, as you said, it's Rodgers or nothing. You're going to get like the GM. I think his name is Joe Douglas. He's going to get eaten alive by New York media if he doesn't trade for Aaron Rodgers, and it's going to be an awful season for the Jets if they don't. So I agree the Packers pretty much have all the leverage in the situation. I'm not going to agree with that, Jack. I'm not going to completely agree with that. But
he's a Patriots fan, so
yeah, it's like, but yeah, it's tough for the Jets at this point. I think if you can get away with just swapping the first round picks and giving up like a second this year and a conditional second, you go for it. I think that's the best compromise.
I agree.
That's the best compromise they can get at this point.
I agree that 100%. I agree with that because it's the sad thing right now that's going on is there are two teams in a complete because what's the best way to win the NFL with a good fucking quarterback?
Yep.
So, that's it. And I'm gonna say it. Aaron Rodgers is still a good fucking quarterback. If he stays in the NFC, I'm sorry. Fuck you, Vikings. Lions, you're doing some great things. Fuck you too, Lions. Bears, I love you guys. But the Packers will be the favorite again if Aaron Rodgers comes back to the fucking Packers. And I'm going to tell you right now, I had a conversation with like some buddies of mine, and I all right, so I'm gonna name drop. I was texting Greg Braggs from CHGO, and there's some thoughts that are coming out that's like, this fucking dude. We don't necessarily know. Hey, real quick shout out to Greg Braggs. Unfortunately, he was going to jump on tonight too, but he had to go to a funeral, so I apologize to him, and I apologize to his family. So God bless. Prayers out to you guys. Sorry not to put a damper on the moment, but when it comes across the mind, you got to toss it out there.
Exactly.
But anyway, so Aaron Rodgers, I'm done with you. Like, shut the fuck up. I'm done with all of this. Just like,
we're experiencing 1 to 3 inches already. We're expecting about 2 more inches.
Just done. But on the bright side, though. So on the bright side.
Yes.
I'm getting to it. There it is.
Yes, there it is.
Yeah, notice how we cut that off. Just so you guys know, we did that on purpose because we're not about to get our shit like being like, oh, you can't be playing that music on there. Yeah, no shit, we know. But yeah, man. Hey, so we talked a little bit about it in the beginning. Your brackets. Who'd you have in the or who'd you have in your final four?
Let me pull that up really quick. I know
Wow.
in one of my brackets I had Alabama, UConn, Penn State, and Marquette.
Ooh,
The one I did with my family.
I do like that Penn State pick. I did like that actually.
For some reason in my ESPN bracket, I had Alabama, Marquette, Houston, and TCU.
What?
Yeah, I don't know about why I put TCU in there. Maybe I had them beating UCLA because I thought they weren't going to do as well with that big injury they just had.
So were you drinking?
I don't drink, so I'm just probably I was just tired. That's my only excuse.
So you're stupid.
Tired and stupid. I'll go for it.
Tired and stupid. I guess that's better than being drunk and stupid, right?
Well, at least you have a built-in excuse.
That's fair. That's fair. So my final four, I only did, which is weird for me. I only did one bracket this year because I always do. I do a lot of. I usually do like 3 to 4. But I only did one this year. I don't know why. So my final four this year, I had Alabama, Houston, Kansas, and oh my god, who was my damn, I just had it.
Was it Kansas State, Purdue?
No, definitely not Purdue. I had Purdue. I actually had Purdue out in the second round.
Okay.
Shit.
The
Now,
4 seed?
it bothers me now.
Tennessee?
No. Here. Fucking Duke.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I had Duke. I had Duke as cause I thought, you know what? Like they did pretty well. Excuse me, last year. I think they Elite 8 last year.
Yeah, I think it was the Elite 8, or was it the Final Four?
They might have been. I don't know. They went far last year, and I thought there would be something, some loving going on there too, but unfortunately they didn't. Oh, oopsies. And as you guys know, we are sponsored also by All About Personnel, staffing with integrity. Anyway, dude, so I don't know. I actually was feeling pretty good about my picks, and I got my ass kicked in the first round. I'm not gonna lie. I totally got my ass kicked in the first round. But I definitely do have so I don't know about you, Jackson, but I got my picks for the Sweet 16 already ready to go.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right, so you ready for this? All right. We're not going with mine from my original one, obviously. We're gonna go with
right based on what it is now.
Based on what it is now, correct. I actually have Kansas State winning.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kansas State's gonna win this game. Michigan State
up by 2.
Up by 2.
44 seconds left in overtime.
Wow, you're really. Oh yeah, I see it. Okay, 42.8 seconds left. Who has always at the free throw line? Damn it. Well, I have Kansas State winning this game. Don't know if it's going to happen or not. I have UConn winning. And covering. I have Florida. This is an upset.
Florida Atlantic over Tennessee?
No, not an upset. I have Florida Atlantic covering, but I have Tennessee winning.
Okay.
I have Gonzaga over UCLA, which is an upset. I have Alabama over San Diego State University. Here's my upset, and it'd fuck over my bracket big time. No, it wouldn't. Sorry. I looked at the wrong one. No, I have my. Sometimes I take notes and I don't even know what my notes say. I have Houston winning, but I have Miami covering that 7.5 spread.
Mm-hmm.
I have Creighton winning and covering, and I have Texas winning, but I have Xavier covering.
Okay.
4.5. So winning. I have Kansas State, UConn, Tennessee, Gonzaga, Alabama, Houston, Creighton, and Texas.
Okay. I'm rocking with a lot of those picks. Yeah, UConn is winning handily. They're almost winning by 30 right now over Arkansas. It's 71-46.
Right.
Yeah, let me see. Honestly, if I was going to pick like a bigger upset than Gonzaga over UCLA, it would be Miami over Houston.
That's a foul. Yeah, I actually thought that too, to be honest with you.
I think that has the potential to be a big upset game.
That's why I have Miami covering.
So that would be my one. The rest of them I would agree with. Maybe also Xavier over Texas. Xavier's kind of rolling right now. They don't have to play another Big East team, so they're rolling. Like
right. That's why I have Xavier covering.
So I find it funny, just to bring it to Marquette here for a second. Marquette plays well against the Big East, not great against anybody else. Xavier, UConn, and Creighton play worse against the Big East and just rock everybody else.
I mean, Xavier lost to freaking DePaul.
Yeah, I mean,
and then in the tournament, who did DePaul beat too? Who did DePaul beat?
Seton Hall.
Seton Hall, right?
So yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man. I don't know, but quick comment: Chicago Bulls suck. It's the reason why. If you look over here, my toilet right here, there it is. Even though Michael Jordan, I love you. Don't look, Jordan. Don't look. I have a Chicago Bulls golf ball in the toilet now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Chicago Bulls suck. Zach LaVine needs to get traded. They need to reset that whole lineup, that whole team. That's all I have to say about that. You got anything on the Bulls?
I don't think they suck. I think they're just exhausted. They've had to play 2 double overtime games in the last 4. They were due for a clunker. They'll probably end up making the playoffs and get 5 gentlemen swept in the first round by the Bucks or the Celtics, but it is what it is. It's come with we expect from this team this year. They suck. There's no energy whatsoever. I hate it. I hate it so much.
Same. I'm not gonna, like I said, I didn't want to waste a lot of time on it because they are just
perfect sound effect for that.
It really is. So, but now, Jackson, is the time for our Je ne sais quoi.
Ooh.
You like that? That was pretty good.
Me.
I'm surprised I was able to say that as well as I did. Our fireside chat, guys. Anybody that's listening, whatever. This is the time frame that we usually just talk about anything. Doesn't matter. It could be whatever. I mean, we usually do that anyways. But you guys can also ask us anything you want to ask us. Doesn't matter. It is what it is. Jackson, what do you got going on the rest of the night, man?
Just hitting my nose to the grindstone. I got an audio story to work on for the Marquette Journal that's coming out at some point in April.
Okay.
I have a feature story about the women's lacrosse team coming out this week.
Look at you.
Should read the one I did a couple of weeks ago because I found out that the starting goalkeeper for Marquette actually played high school football and was the first woman in Washington State history to throw a touchdown pass. And she did it in a playoff game.
That's pretty badass, actually.
Yeah, and she won like a national like punt, kick, and pass competition.
Punt, pass, and kick.
Yes, punt, pass, and kick competition.
Come on.
She got to meet Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll.
Who cares about Russell Wilson? Was he like doing high steps or like doing like high knees during the course of?
She's from Washington. It was when he was in Seattle. None of that stuff was going on there yet. So, but no, it was a really fun story to write. I'm excited to write this one. Awesome. But the only other thing is that I'm just sad I'm not currently in New York because Marquette sucks and fuck Joey Hauser.
Wow! Did you really just call him out like that? Dude,
they don't suck. I'm just mad.
Those guys know you, don't they?
Yeah, they've seen me, but I don't know if they could put a name to my face.
Well then they suck then. Fuck them.
But no, like they don't suck. It's just they played a crappy ass game.
They really did. I actually had them. I had them going a little further. I think I do. I'm kind of curious just to kind of put some more like twists to that knife.
In both my brackets, I had Marquette winning it all. I did not care. I was just
right. In my Sweet 16. Yep, I had them in my Sweet 16. Actually, no, shit, I had them in my Elite 8.
Yeah, that was
I had
more realistic take. I would have had them in the Elite 8.
I had them in the Elite 8, and I had them losing to Duke.
That's funny. My brother had the exact same thing.
Fucking Duke. Not you, puppy. My dog's name's Duke too, so I feel bad sometimes when I'm complaining about Duke.
Just fuck Duke University. You got to add that little.
Yeah.
extra.
University, buddy. It's okay.
We love your dog Duke. We love him.
Yeah. He's also the same one that pissed on the floor in the middle of a show.
It just wanted to be on.
Actually, you know what I think? You know, I was just thinking, like, oh wait, what? Oh, it's an inbound pass. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. He hit that. Oh, let's go!
Did Michigan State just tie it?
Stop. No, I think Kansas State just tied it. You might be ahead of me. Don't say anything.
Okay. Yeah.
Son of a
Marquise
bitch.
Noel, who is 5'8", has 18 points and 19 assists.
Good for him. Oh, yeah, I just saw that. Wow. See, you are a little bit ahead of me. No, that was
on the ESPN app. I'm literally, or on the ESPN website. That's literally it.
That's kind of weird because they just showed his stats right there real quick. But Jackson, Bruce's 7 beers deep. Wow, actually no, no, dickhead. I'm only 2. So we've actually had a phenomenal show because I'm back to my fucking normal self again.
Yeah.
And I'm not as stupid and not the brains of the show as some jackass said. Come back next week, jackass, and I'll talk to you about that. But anyway, Jackson, honestly, I cannot thank you enough for jumping in for MJ today because it was an absolute pleasure having you, my guy.
I always love being on the show. It's always a blast rocking with you, and it gets to be an all Chicago sports show, and I love it.
I love it too. Look at this guy. Even like y'all did great. Love you both. MJ, of course we did. Who are you talking to? Come on.
It's the expectation now, man. Come on.
Exactly. But that being said, though, I have to give him a shout out. This is MJ's favorite part of the show. MJ, sorry you're not doing it. However, here he is, his favorite, everyone's favorite, the card guy. Hey, hi Jackson, how are you?
Hi, hello.
Oh, there we go. Now it's on. Oh, it's off. It's on. It's off. It's great internet right here.
Oh, yeah.
That's great computer, I should say. Jackson.
Yes.
Kansas State won.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. See you guys next week. Join us live next week. Let's go. Third Up Thursdays. And read Jackson's stuff.